And the Oscar goes to, I've just always wanted to say that. Hello, Beavers. It's been a wonderful weekend, hasn't it? With such great weather and great faculty. So I'm here tonight to recognize another fabulous alum. While many Alumni Association awards honor outstanding service to the university, the Dan Polling Service Award stands apart. It honors not only the usual trifecta of contributions by best volunteers, you know, that rare combination of giving time, talent, and treasure, it also honors the spirit in which they are given. A few people here may remember Dean Dan, the long-standing OSU Dean of Men. And you may remember the deep and abiding affection that people had for him. It's the same quality we heard from the student who appeared on the opening video about Ken Thrasher. I had the chance to sit next to Ken at another awards banquet this year, and that crowded ballroom lunch demonstrated one of the basic facts about Ken. Besides his wonderful, beautiful smile, everybody knew Ken, and everyone was glad to see him. It's because of who he is and his engaging, honest, and genuinely interested and kind. And those are some of the same qualities that have made him an extraordinary leader and in the professional world and as a volunteer. The simple truth is that when the College of Business, they hit the jackpot when Ken Thrasher agreed to chair their very first capital campaign cabinet. Think how wonderful it was to have someone of Ken's stature and say, I'm going to make you my priority. I'm going to help you figure out how to do this. I'm going to position you in the Portland business community. And I'm going to personally ask my peers to get involved. And I'm going to carry your banner until we get to the next level. One of the campaign staff put it this way: when we got Ken on board, I knew we were going to be okay. Today, the College of Business is within 1 percentage point of achieving its $76 million campaign goal. Now, let me just read that again. It's within 1 percentage point of achieving the $76 million campaign goal. And is preparing to open its new $30 million home, Austin Hall, this fall. But this is just the beginning. And Ken is already helping us ask and answer what comes next. One of the first duties that I had as executive director nearly 6 months ago was to tell Ken Thrasher we were honoring him with the Dan Polling Award. It was a true delight to have that job. And as someone once said, a university can be described by its buildings, and we have wonderful buildings, and by its bragging points, and by its athletic teams. But ultimately, a university is defined by the citizens it produces, its alumni. We are extremely proud to have Ken Thrasher as our alumnus. Congratulations, Ken, and thank you for your tremendous service to Oregon State University.
I would like to propose a toast. I'm Ilene Kleinsorge, Dean of the College of Business. And for you, Ken, I cannot find the words of gratitude from our faculty, staff, and myself for all that you have done for us. And I know tonight we are supposed to be honoring all of your volunteerism for OSU. But in fact, I would like to add that Ken has given his time to many organizations. I believe that he is currently serving on 11 different boards. It's amazing. But I will tell you that organizations go to Ken and ask for his participation because he is extremely effective. And I believe that he is effective because this man knows how to put his passion into actions. And as long as I have known him, his passion is for children, for students of all ages, and for education. And that, Ken, is one thing that I've always admired of you. So, if I may pose a toast to an extraordinary volunteer, leader, and friend, to Ken.
Well, I knew I was going to have to follow Steve Priest, so I'm in trouble, right? And I stand between you and the Academy Awards, so I will try to keep it brief. I do want to thank the University Foundation and the Alumni for this wonderful award. And this award really goes to our family because everything we do in the area of helping others is a partnership. And I also want to congratulate Dwayne and Steve as well. You couldn't have two better co-recipients than these two great men. You know, the other night on Friday, Mike Goodwin was making comments about each of us, and he made the comment about it being a mentor. And when I looked at the Dan Poling Award and what it stands for, it really stands for I think, three things: mentor, teacher, and friend. That's what it's about. And as I think back on my career and establishing dreams and the foundation to those dreams, Oregon State has played a huge part of that foundation. And it really started because I grew up in a family where I lost both natural parents in a divorce, so I lived with a single stepmother for many years. And we were a low-income family. My stepmother had an 8th grade education, and so going to college wasn't in the cards in many cases. But I went to work as a sophomore in high school with a gentleman named Bill Nato. And Bill Nato became a lifetime mentor for me before his passing. And he set some goals. And he said, Ken, if there's anything you do in life, you're going to go to college. And the foundation of that decision was to go to Oregon State University. And I want to talk about 3 reasons why building that foundation was so important to me. The first and absolutely most important part of that foundation was in 1970, I met my beautiful wife, Marta, at Oregon State University, and we are now celebrating our 43rd year of marriage as a lifetime partner, mother of our 2 kids, Ryan and Jeff, grandmother to 3 wonderful grandchildren. We didn't get Charlie in the picture, but August, Ben, and Charlie are our grandchildren, and we spend a lot of time with them. And Marta, with an education background, is the greatest teacher mother that I could ever have had as a life partner. So I am a very, very fortunate person to have gone to Oregon State and found my life partner at that university. So that's what was so important to me. Steve was talking about the Oregon State football team, 26 years, losing seasons. Well, I was at Oregon State when Steve was there, so I got to benefit from his great football performances. But like the football team, for 25 years, I was in absenteeism from the university. But what happened at Oregon State University is they made the decision to pick a new dean of the College of Business. And Dean Ilene Kleinsorge came on board, and the first thing I felt was a hand on my shoulder that said, Mr. Thrasher, where have you been? And I said, what do you mean? She said, you need to get back on campus. We've got work for you to do. And I can tell you that that experience and that outreach was very important to me because I really did want to get involved. I'd let my career kind of get in the way of being involved with Oregon State, but Dean Ilene did the outreach. And I think one of the most phenomenal things I've found is in working with students is, I've got to make a comment here. Milton Berle once said that The reason young people think they're so smart is because they benefit from inexperience. Well, having spent 25 years in business and with Fred Meyer and Mayflower Farms and a startup company, I had a lot of experience. It was a great chance for me to get involved with the entrepreneur program. That I tell the kids, I put the manure back into entrepreneur. And the College of Business, and to work with these young people. And I got to tell you, people like Jenny, who you saw in the film, we have the most wonderful students at Oregon State. And a lot of stuff we read about in the press is about why kids today aren't any good and why education is failing. But that's not happening at Oregon State. That's not what I see when I'm in the classroom and talking about strategy and starting a business and business ethics. And the 2 students this year that called me and said, we listened to your talk and we want you to help us start a program mentoring homeless kids in the Corvallis school system. That's pretty powerful. That's amazing. But that's the kind of people, the young people we have at Oregon State. And it's the leadership, it's the faculty, what Ilene does, and the tremendous faculty we have in these programs that gets these kids to realize their dreams, just like Oregon State helped me realize my personal dreams. The other thing I think that's happened is with the opportunity to rebuild the College of Business building. You know, many of us went to Bickel Hall for many years. That was the building that was built when the Dead Sea was only sick. We got a chance because of leadership by Dean Ilene and the vision she had for the college, and the wonderful leadership naming gifts of the Austin family and the research wonderful leadership gift to make this building happen after so many years of a dream. And we have so many people like John Sturrick up here, and many of you in this room that were donors that have made that building happen. And it is a teamwork that makes those kind of things come to fruition. And that's what I love about Oregon State. And lastly, the third person I want to talk about is the real leader of this university. When Ed Ray came on board, thank you, Dwayne, for your leadership and bringing him here. This institution changed. His vision, his leadership, his ability to bring the business community and many of us in this room together to grow Oregon State and make it successful, to be in the billion-dollar club, that's the power of leadership. And with Sabah and Kathy and Dean Ilene and Mike and all the people that are leading this university, we have the best leadership team in the state. Ed is the best president in the state, and if he isn't in the top 10 in the nation, I want to recount. And I think all of us tonight would like to say to Ed how much we're thinking about Beth, you, and your family. We really are thinking about you as a group. So I think at OSU, for me, it's a foundation. It's fulfilled my dreams. And I couldn't be prouder to be an Oregon State Beaver. And I think of each of us as an alumnus of this university, it's not just sharing what's here, but it's what we can give both in time and resources for the future of these young people, because that's what this is all about. It's a great place to grow our future, and Oregon State's doing the best job possible. So with that, I want to thank everyone for being here and for your support, and go Beavers.